Let's take a look at these Spanish words that don't exist in English. And this always frustrates me because in every post like this, there's one specific word that is always on the list that does exist in English. It has like a direct translation. But let's look at all of them and keep in mind, it doesn't mean it can't be translated or it can't be said in English. You might just need to use more words. So first is trasnochar. Of course, this is not a word in English. It means to stay up all night or to pull an all-nighter. As far as I'm aware, there isn't a single word that quite does the same thing. Sobremesa, the conversation after you have a meal. Of course, this can happen all over the world, but it's so much a part of Spanish culture to sit there and talk for hours after having your meal, even when you're out at a restaurant and other people are waiting to eat, that they came up with a name for it. Now, the next one is the one that bothers me. I'm going to cover it up. Do you know what it is? Let me know if you have an idea. And the big reveal, it is estrenar. Of course, in every single one of these lists, people say estrenar has no direct translation to English, but it does. It's to debut. It's a word, it's a single word that means pretty much the exact same thing. To use or do something or show something for the first time. Sure, we don't use it in English as much as a Spanish speaker would use it, right? I wouldn't necessarily say yesterday I debuted a white shirt, but it makes sense. It's perfectly reasonable. Some people can and do say that. It exists. This word has a translation. Stop forgetting about it. Entrecejo, the space between the eyebrows, there is a word for this called the glabella, but not a lot of people use this. It's more of a medical term. Puente means bridge, so if you just put the word into Google Translate, that's what you'll get, but you can also use it as a long weekend, which we don't really have a single word for in English. Estadounidense, an American from the USA. This word only exists, as far as I'm aware, in Spanish and Portuguese. Maybe in French, but I believe they usually just say American. Because of course in Spanish, Americano means someone from the continent of America, which is from Alaska to Argentina. And pay attention, before people freak out, it's okay for America and American to have multiple meanings. In Spanish, it means a continent and someone from the continent. In English, it can mean a country and someone from the country. You can also use it to refer to a continent. It's okay to have multiple meanings. All right, got it? And the last one is friolero, someone who's sensitive to cold. And in terms of a single word, I don't believe we have anything in English that is quite the same. You might say cold intolerance, but that's more of the medical condition. And of course, that's 2 words. What are some other words that don't have translations, that actually don't have translations, that you know about in any 2 languages? Please let us know in the comments.